Hello, my name is Mhetre, doing first year at MIT and this is my final submission for the IDS course. The focus of this video is solely gonna be Widowly Village. After a short drive, we got off the bus on the main road and began the exploration. From the get-go, it was clear that the village was extremely small, but a top view might make it clear just how small it is. This was the village center, and for good reasons. The villagers told us about how they celebrate festivals and hold events near the mandir. It has a large open space around it and serves as a nice gathering point for the villagers. All the houses also seem to be mainly Hindu, so a common mandir kept the village united as well. The houses themselves were quite simple. A few years ago, they'd be built purely with clay, but now construction workers lay bricks and then add clay. The relatively small scale also meant that the people would simply add rooms or make shades to the houses. What we noticed was that the clay kept the houses cold even during the afternoon, something any city dweller would absolutely love. The only problem was the roofs. Almost every structure had metal sheet roofs, which reportedly got very hot during summer. Contrary to what we expected, the houses were quite nice. Some were tall, most were spacious, and people seemed to want nice looking houses. The insides of the houses were arguably way more impressive. We went to this lovely young woman's house right by the mandir. She had water access directly into her kitchen. She had a TV with dish connection, and most surprisingly, she had a refrigerator. She also had a few animals, including house pets like dogs and cats, but also chickens and roosters that they'd get eggs from. In fact, this was a running theme across all houses. What people couldn't grow for themselves, they'd get from the local shop. Shops had everything from eggs to masalas to chocolates, which we bought plenty of. And anything else they needed could be bought from Kamshet, which wasn't too far away. Speaking of things being too far away, we were very surprised to find out that most houses had at least one two-wheeler. Some even had cars. I even saw an electric vehicle charging at one of the houses. One of the most pleasant surprises was how much the people prioritized education. What was more surprising was how each village, even one as small as Widowly, had a school. The school only had 30 students and one teacher and taught till 4th grade. It had 2 toilets behind it and had provisions for a cooking room for the children's lunches if needed. There was also a small playground which was sponsored by a Japanese firm. That in particular caught my eye as the entire set, which had a swing, a slide, and a seesaw, was all one single unit. I'm guessing this was to make it easy to transport. We had a lot of fun playing on them with the kids. Another thing from the village that we wished the city had was cleanliness. When we asked the people why the villages were so clean, the explanation was quite simple. Everyone looked after their own house and kept it clean. What they could use, they used, and the rest they made sure to throw out. Granted, the sizes of the villages made this much easier, but the difference was noticeable. Even though they were living in a village far away from the happening life of the city, they seemed happy. They didn't think of the problems as problems, just as a way of life. I asked some of them why they don't live in the city, and the answer was surprising. They choose to live in the village. They said that the fast life of the city was hectic, and the village was quiet and peaceful. I frankly understand the appeal.